just be consistent. If I had $1 for every time someone said that to a person who was already trying their hardest just to show up, I could have retired 5 years ago and I wouldn't need my husband's life insurance. It is the most repeated piece of fitness advice on the internet. It's on every motivational graphic, in every coach's bio, and at the end of every podcast episode. And unfortunately, it is completely and utterly useless. Not because consistency doesn't matter. It absolutely does. But because telling someone to just be consistent when they don't know why they keep stopping is like your ex telling you just to calm down after they've pissed you off for the 87th time. You are not addressing the problem. I'm Kate Lemere, and I have spent decades in the fitness industry as a master trainer and behavior change specialist. And I've worked with hundreds of people who are smart, motivated, and absolutely drowning in good advice that they can't put into practice. None of them had an informational problem. They all had problems with implementation. Just be consistent does not solve an implementation problem. In fact, it makes you feel worse about having one. Here's actually what's happening when consistency breaks down. Most people think a lack of consistency is synonymous with a lack of motivation or willpower. You don't want it badly enough, you got lazy, and you lost motivation. That's not what's happening. What's actually happening is your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do: protect you from discomfort, conserve energy, and return you to what's familiar. Your brain is not broken. You are not broken. It's just not optimized for the goals that you set in January when you thought waking up at 5 a.m. for a 6 a.m. workout class every day and buying bags of spinach was a good idea. People think that consistency is a character trait, when in fact, it's an output. It's the result of a system that either supports behavior or doesn't. And when that system isn't there, willpower can fill the gap, albeit temporarily, because it runs out, and it always runs out. That's not unique to you. That is a universal psychological experience. So when someone tells you to just be consistent, what they're actually telling you is just keep using willpower forever. And that does not a strategy make. And I mean, I get it, myself included. We're all taking advice from 28-year-old influencers with generational wealth. What do we expect? And I say that respectfully. Okay, so here's another problem with the just be consistent advice. And this one is a sneaky bitch. When you're told to just be consistent and then you're not, you don't blame the advice. You blame yourself. You internalize that supposed failure. You decide that you're the problem and then start to concept a story that you are someone who cannot follow through. I'm someone who can't stay consistent. And that becomes the lens, whether you know it or not, that subconsciously becomes your approach to all future endeavors. Whether you know it or not, that's what's happening. So instead of building habits, you build a narrative about why you can't do it. And that is actually the first roadblock in achieving long-term adherence. So your solution has nothing to do with motivation. It's just another reminder to show up. So in order to achieve something new, you have to do something different and you have to act differently moving forward. What actually works? Instead of asking yourself, how do I be more consistent? Reframe the question and ask yourself, what is making my inconsistency the easier choice? Because your brain is always looking for and going down the path of least resistance. Always. That is literally neuroscience. It's not called being lazy. That's just literally how your brain works. So if inconsistency keeps winning, it's because somewhere in your system, stopping is easier than continuing. Maybe the workout is too long and your brain knows it's going to wipe you out. Maybe your gym is 25 minutes away and the decision fatigue of getting there is killing the behavior of working out before it even starts. Maybe you've attached your identity to someone who goes hard, and therefore the thought of a less than perfect workout feels like a failure, and you'd rather skip something that doesn't match the identity you've set for yourself. You will not become consistent by gritting your teeth harder. You will become consistent from designing a system which promotes implementation, where showing up becomes the obvious choice. That's the work. It's not the workout. You already know how to work out. It's getting there day after day after day that is proving to be the problem. A 1-hour workout is 4% of your day, but the other 96%, the decisions, the environment, the identity, the behavior, and the habits that happen long before you even step foot in the gym. When I hear someone give advice, just be consistent, just try harder, become more motivated, I cannot take that person seriously because they're telling you what to do without telling you how. And the gap between those two things is where people lose years of progress and, frankly, their sanity. But there is good news in all of this. Your problem isn't one of consistency. Your problem is a broken system, and systems can be fixed. That's what this channel is about. So stick with me because every week I'll break down the psychology behind why smart, motivated people stay stuck, and more importantly, what they do that actually moves the needle forward. If you're ready to stop diagnosing your problems and start addressing them, my app trial can be found at the link below. All right, see you next time. Bye.